Hi guys. Wow, there's already people here. Hi Kenny. Hi Susie. I'm just cleaning my specs so I can see you all. So happy Thursday everyone. Hi Lou. So give me a second. I'm just going to put my spectacles on so I can see you all. Otherwise I can't. Okay. Oh, now let me make my screen bigger. Okie dokie. Is the screen okay for you all? Is it nice and clear? Everyone all right? Do let me know. Okay, so I wasn't here Tuesday because my neck and my shoulder have been playing up, but I am here today and I missed you all. So I wasn't missing today. Yeah, perfect, great. I wasn't sure if the lighting was okay, but I think it's really hard to tell my end. Okie dokie. So let me make sure my chat's up. And then we will just get started. Hi Monique, hi Nick and Tina. So give it a couple of minutes. Hi Kimberly. Oh, I've got a cup of tea as well. I'll give it a couple of minutes for everyone to come in. We will be finishing this up today so that hopefully on Saturday we'll finish up our hair series and we've finished up 2 things entirely then. Hi Connie. So yeah, how is everybody first of all? How are you all doing and what are you all up to? I hope your Thursdays have been good to you so far. It is nearly 4:30 in the afternoon here, so my day's been and gone like a flash in a pan. I'm not even kidding you, it goes so quick. I'm like, where's my day gone? It really has. Oh my goodness. You know, that puts me on edge, Kimberly, when people say that. When they say, oh, you're on the big screen. I'm like, oh, you can see all the imperfections. Oh, my dear. But yay for the telly. Oh, gosh. It always puts me on edge. I'm like, oh, my gosh, should I just cover it now? You can see all the little, like, everything on a big screen. Oh, thanks, Kimberly. So we will be doing all of these. I think they are the succulent plant, but they're going to be like the buds. So I'm going to treat them as such, and I'm going to put like redder edges, I think, on these buds and the purples. And then these are going to be brown, and then we'll do the background, and we'll wrap it up today. Did you see, guys, also, the new Black Widow sets have definitely landed in the UK. It is, isn't it, Monique? It's stunning. So if you're in the UK, I don't know about the US. If you're in the UK, the Black Widow skin sets are live. They are live. You can buy them. Lou's just grabbed her. I've just outed her. If Kev's sitting in the room. Lou's just got herself then. Sorry, Lou. I've just realised. I hope he's upstairs. Oh my gosh. Her husband's probably sitting in the room and he's going to be like, huh? But yeah, they are live. You can grab them now. Oh, yours are coming as well, Susie. I know. They look great. I mean, I've seen the pictures. Oh, okay. I nearly outed you then. I'm thinking, oh my God, you haven't told him yet. Yeah, they look amazing, don't they? Okay, let's get all my pens. I have not done a scrap of colouring because I've not been able to since my last stream on Saturday. So I'm itching. I've done a little bit. When did I do some? It was the other day and I had to quit. Susie, there is one up, but I'm going to have to do them with the Black Widows, aren't I? I've got one on Prismacolors. Okay. I want my Prismas. So I'm just going to grab those. Bonjour. Hi, Nina. Bonjour, bonjour. I think I said that with a great French accent then. Okay. There will be a little bit of shaking for a second because I'm leaning against the camera. Okie dokie. All right, Kimberly. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Mum. Oh, let's grab my pencils. So I think those are the. Yeah, they're the Prismas. Bonjour. I love the French accent. I wish that we had an interesting accent like yours. I'll quickly show you as well before I start the new Hatchet Heroes for those Disney people. I know we've got a few who aren't Disney people, so this will not interest you one iota. But this came this morning. This is the new Hatchet Heroes mosaics. So as you can probably tell from the cover, it's going to be a lot of mosaic. Hi, May. It's going to be a lot of mosaic in there. Now, they are tiny little square mosaics, as you can tell. I'll do a full flip through, so I won't do one now. But if you are, I got this from Amazon France, which is what I usually do with my Disney books. However, this has now landed on Amazon UK, so you can buy them on both. If you want to try out the mosaics, they are tiny little squares, but I like them. The Disney Vit, I don't know how to say that one. Okay, Susie. Hi, Jilly. The Disney huge book that I showed you is big mosaic tiles, like a stained glass. These are tiny mosaic squares. So you're going to have a bit of a time unless you block colour something like the character or the background or however you want to do it. But this did come and I did want to show you. I haven't found a full flip through of this yet. So I will do one once I've ended the stream. I will upload a full flip through of this. And that is the Disney mosaics, and it is by Hatchet Heroes. So it is the flipper, and they are the glue binding tops, which can be a nuisance because they do come away. Hi, Daria. Hi, anyone that's coming in. Happy Thursday. So we are going to finish this off today. Hopefully, we're going to do the botanicals and the background and any finishing touches that we have. Also, is there any Dirty Dancing fans in the house? Anyone? Anyone? I'm still waiting on Mr. Patrick Swayze, but I love my Funkos. And look at this one. This is Baby. Can you see? She's so cool. I love her. I saw this and I saw Patrick Swayze, who is on the back here. I don't know if you can see him. Oh, got him. I just love them. Well, she's pretty cool. She's, you know, when she does her routine down the stairs, I know it off by heart, like word for word. And when I saw this, I had to grab it. But she is so cool. I mean, look at her. She's exactly like the movie. I know, Stephanie. He is absolutely, he's beautiful. He's a beautiful man. He really was. But she's great. When she does her routine down the stairs, I could like do it now. So I really did like that. And although, you know, they are sort of something that I don't collect tons of unless it's something that I really love. And I love Dirty Dancing and I love certain things, so I will collect things that come out of them, hence why I got the Dirty Dancing one. You will laugh at me. So yeah, really loved that. I'm just waiting on Mr. Swayze. Righty, so I think we're going to go for Prismas because Prismas had the best greens. Plus the reds and purples I prefer in them. So I'm going to go for Prismas on the background. And I'm going to start upload. Right. You know, I've been uploading a few videos here and there. And they're usually of hauls. I think I'm going to start uploading a video here and there. And I'm going to do the live streams as I usually do on the Tuesdays and Thursdays. However, I will not be here next Tuesday. I am at Lou's. Our mod, Lou Scoffin, I am there. So I won't be here next Tuesday. But what I was thinking is if I continue my live streams on I'm not going to do any different. So I'm going to do my Tuesdays and my Saturdays. My Thursdays, I'm going to do an upload of colouring. So it'll be colouring related as the channel's colouring related. And I was thinking about doing like an additional colour along in parts. But those probably will be not speaking, because my live streams are very chatty and interactive. Hi, Mike. I didn't see you there, sorry. So I was thinking about that. Now, I generally do just do 2 streams a week. However, I try to do 3 every other week, or I might do 2 Thursdays, you know, back to back. So I'm going to try and incorporate that as well. And I really do want to do more. However, it really is subjected to pain and pain levels. Is my chat stuck, or are you just all quiet? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Hi, Lizette. I thought my chat was stuck because my internet's been playing up. Okay, so I'm going to grab some greens and some colours. And I think we're going to go for, let's have a look. I like the idea of doing some purples. So I'm going to pick some of the colours out of here. So bear with me. This will take a minute. And I will have to just select a few that I want. Okay, so I do like the Parma Violet, the Black Cherry. I'll take these out. I'll just take a few cards out that I might be using. Oh, that's okay, Mike. It went into my spam. It went into my spam. I'll put the link in for those, Lou. What will I do, Mum? What, dance down the stairs for them? Yeah, I probably would. They don't know what's going to hit them. They've got a Sam tornado to come into the house when I go. Bless them. They'll be happy to ship me out the door. I'm telling you. Right. I will get that one. I'm going to get these greens that we used before. I don't want that one. Okay, let's grab some of those. Sap green, jade green, celadon green. I'm just grabbing a few. We might not use all these, of course, but they're there then, and it's easy for me to get. Okay. So if you're watching this back and you don't want to see this part, you can mute, and when the colour cards are on the screen, you can colour along with the colour cards. I know. It's because I've not had an email from you before, Mike, so it just put you into spam. And I was like, oh dear. So I wasn't ignoring you. And when I saw it and sifted through, I was like, oh, there you are. Okay, so we need a couple of browns. What's a nice light brown? Chocolate. I quite like the chocolate. We'll grab the chocolates. We want some of that on those branch parts. And we might fade that out with some grey. Some 10% French grey, or yeah, that'll do. Okay, let's get to this. You must. I really am as bouncy and lively as I sound. Okay, let's zoom you in. And I don't want to fiddle around too much, but do let me know. Right, so what I'm going to start with, I think, are these buds. Now, the buds that I've got at the moment, I'm going to go for a pale sage, but I also want like these purples on the edges and possibly some black cherry to deepen it up, but we'll see as we go along. Some of them will be with muted turquoise, so we'll go for those kinds of colours at the moment. And we will, I think I'll start with the greens. Okay, let me grab my greens. So what one did I want? I wanted pale sage. Pale sage, we've got to find them first. It would be good if I had an assistant. I have been asking and no one's taken the job up yet. No one's been taking my job. They're like, oh, you could do it all on your own. Alrighty, let's grab some of these colours. I might be a while. I'll surface in about half an hour. Okay, so we want Parma Violet as well. And muted turquoise. That's parrot green. So just bear with me, guys. I promise you I won't be too long. Promise, promise, promise. Pale sage. Muted turquoise, Parma Violet and grade violet. The grade violet's nice. I like that one. That's lilac. Grade violet's here. Hi, cat and paste. Sorry, I will be with you guys in a second. Promise you, I am just grabbing colours. So grab yourselves a cup of tea if you need one, or a drink, of some kind. Most of you are coffee drinkers, which hurts my heart. Most of you are, and I'm like, oh no! I'm one of the tea drinkers on my own over here. Ah, where is that colour? Is that black cherry? Found it. And I need a muted turquoise, which I think might be... Nope, that's not that one. Oh my gosh, when you want to grab things quick, it never does happen, does it? It might be in here. Okay, let's find one. Is that one? That's aquamarine. Oh, but turquoise. You know, jump out at me would be great right now. I might find it in a minute if I can't find it. I might have to search for that in a minute. Let's start off with the green. We've got these at the moment anyway. Hi, Zeely. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. We need moss green as well. All right, let's start off with pale sage. Just go for a very pale laydown. So we have pale sage, and I'm going to bring you down a tad. You're going to go for a little bit of a ride. I'm not going to go in any more because what will end up happening is that you will blur. We need Palmer Violet as well. Okay. So how is everyone? You all good? I'm happy to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm happy to be here as always, and we will see how much I can actually achieve. I'm hoping to finish this off today, which will be the 3 parts, which is what I was hoping. Hey, Katrina. Yes, happy Valentine's Day to those that are celebrating. Although, as I say, you should show your loved ones that you love them every day. Okay, so we're going to go for pale sage, and I'm going to do a lay down towards the bottom of these sort of petals, but not all. So some of them will have a heavier influence of purple. These ones that are opening will be more purple, but I think ones that are still babies are going to have green in them. So I am going to lay this pale sage into these. Yeah, if you are celebrating, is anyone doing anything nice? I mean, I told Andrew, and I tell him every year. He always brings me home something, always. But I say to him every year, you should show the person that you love them daily. It shouldn't have to be saved for a day. But if you do celebrate, then have a good time. With that being said, but do show them all year round. It shouldn't be saved for just one day. And for those that are going on any exciting dates, then Susie, I know you're going to be on a date very shortly. And have a good time. Okay. So I am just putting in just random placements. I don't want it all over because I do want them to have purple influences and just more of an influence of colour in them. So this one here is open, so I'm going to put that a little bit more purple. So I'm only going to have the green at the very bottom of the petals. Nick and Tina, what are you doing? You're a couple. Let me ask you. Oh, thank you. Thanks for saying. Yeah, the thumbs up just help streamers get seen, or any videos that they do, uploads or anything, they get recommended and seen in other, you know, at the bottom where it says like recommended videos. It just helps us get a little bit more seen to other audiences that may not have known about us, kind of thing. You tell him later. Yeah, same Zeely. Oh, I'm off the screen. Sorry, sweets. Sorry. Hi, Kobe. Hi, colouring kid. You're making dinner tonight. So this is Nick. Nick, what are you making, Tina? What are you making her? Because I've heard that she likes lasagna on one of your streams. So What yumminess are you making her? Am I on the screen now? Okay, let's put some at the bottom here as well. I'm just trying to select where I want this to go. So I'm trying to be quick because we don't want to spend all our time. I am very conscious of your time. I don't want to spend all your time on just some petals and some buds, but it's part of the picture. So we will just do parts. So I am very selective on where I want this to go. Pork chops. I would say yummy, but I'm not a pork chop fan. But if you like them, then yummy. It's one thing I've never been a fan of is pork. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about it, but it's one of those things that I really, really have never gravitated towards. Right, so all I'm doing with this is just adding in the pale sage on segments on each of the petals, just so that there's an influence of it. You know when you've got like buds, and when the buds are closed, they're quite green, aren't they? So that's my thinking behind this. So they've got like a green influence, and then they sort of go out into a little bit more colour. So that's the kind of thing that I'm thinking along the lines of here. And it's just enough to be seen. Now I will put a little bit of another green in after, but at the moment we are just planning out where we would like this to go. And I just really want to get this done with you today. Now this is all open, so I'm only going to put a tiny bit in here. And the same with these little tiny leaves. We're going to put a small amount of the pale sage in. This is Prismacolors. And as I said, if you're watching this back and you don't like the chat aspect part of it, you now do have the option to mute, which is a good thing if you know, if that's what you're after. You're after. Hi, Louise. Happy Valentine's Day to you as well, sweetheart. Okay, so I think with that, I'm going to now put in some of the greyed lavender. Let me just sharpen this up. And this is going to be my first purple, and this is just going to now go into that green, so very light. Now if you look at succulents, they're not all deep and dark, some of them are very pale. So I'm just going to put that into all of the other parts of the petals that coincides with the green, and just kind of plot it in so that it finishes it up, and then we can deepen the colours up. So for now it's just quite a pastel tone, which is what I'm looking for. And you know with petals, you know when a flower is coming into bloom, they tend to have this where it goes from where they've been a bud and it's like a green, and then they open up into the flower colour, that whatever they may be. So that applies to any kind. I mean, if you look at orchid plants, they do that all the time. They're green and they go into a fuchsia or a yellow or whatever colour orchid that you've got. So like down here, we've got that colour. That's kind of what I'm basing these on. However, I will put a hint of other colours in them. So we are going to mix them up. But for now, I'm just going with this kind of theme. And thank you, Kobe. Let's put that there as well. So it's quite a relaxed stream. I think everyone's off having a great old time with their other halves today. So I'm still going to be here regardless. Andrew's at work. He said to me, I have got you something. I said, no, it's fine. He said, no, but I have. I'll give it to you when I get home. I said, okay, but you didn't have to. I was like, no, I wanted to. So God knows what he's bought. He's bought something, usually flowers, bless him. But I don't think it is, because he said about a receipt if I didn't like it. And I'm like, oh, of course I like it. He said, well, I've got the receipt just in case. Okay, so I'm just going in all of these sections here with this lavender. And I will also put another colour in and change up some of them. I mean, some of them I want deep, but at the moment I'm just going for this grey lavender look. Morning, Danny. How are you doing? No, Mum, no. I have to buy my cheap ones that I've got here from China. If it was a ring, you would hit, I swear to God, if it was a ring, you'd hear me scream. Kobe. Well, my third half is a dog. My fourth half is a budgie. And my fifth half is a hedgehog. No, and that no, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. He would have to have planned something, Mum. He wouldn't be at work. He would, I hope, would have planned something a little bit more romantic than that. And that's here's to hoping, eh? 14 years and still waiting, just saying. Okay, so I'm just going in all these, just the petals with a grey lavender. I know. Your cat, your sister's cat, bless. How are you doing, Danny, anyway? Hope you're doing all right. I'm resting. I was telling Chip, I don't know if anyone else talks to their animals. I was telling Chip yesterday, he's my other Valentine. He spent the whole Valentine's Day with me so far. And he got an octopus for Valentine's Day. So I bought him this new toy and it came today. And he's been obsessed with it for most of the morning. So he has been really enjoying his toy. So that was his Valentine's Day gift from me and Andrew. And he seems quite happy with it. So he got a Valentine's Day gift as well because he is like a little Valentine, bless him. Right, so I think for the most part, all these other ones are going to have different colours in. So we've got most of these done with the grey lavender. And I will be announcing on Saturday the giveaway. So stay tuned on Saturday for that. I'm going to do it on Saturday because that's when most people are around. Hey, Joey. Hey, Robin. I didn't see you there. Okay, 1 second. Ah, hi Shannon, and happy Valentine's Day to you as well. Thank you. Okay, so for some of these, I'm going to put in a deeper colour. So I'm going to bring in the black cherry, and the black cherry is just going to go into, you know, these big open ones that sort of bloomed out. So I'm going to drop in on the edges of some of these. You can choose whatever colours that you want. I'm just doing it in this style because I really, really love these colour combinations together. So I'm just going to really subtly put down this black cherry into the open bloom here, and also on the edges of the bigger blooms that just look like they're about to open. So you can see here there is one sort of opening up. So just on the edges, you know, like we've done on the edges up here, we're kind of dropping it in that way. Mum, he's got me. He's got a card. No, I'm going to take him out, but we said we'll go out on... Oh, we'll come down tomorrow. I forgot to say. Sorry, everyone. I'm just telling my mum. We'll come down. He said that's fine. Yeah, no, I said I'll take him out on Monday. We'll go out Monday. So let's put... not Monday, sorry. Wednesday, when we get back. I'm back on Tuesday. My mind's gone to fog. I'll take him out on Wednesday. Why am I saying Monday? Monday I'm not here. Monday I'm off. I'm off on my travels, so it'll have to be Wednesday. He's taking me on Monday to the train station. Okay, so you can tell it's just a small amount. So I think on here as well, we'll add in, wouldn't it be pretty cool? I was thinking about at some point for there to be like a YouTube meetup, but everyone lives in such, you know, different countries or different parts of the country, but it would be so good to have a YouTube meetup, like coffee, lunch, and a good old chat and a video, and, you know, it would be so good. So has anyone ever thought about doing these kinds of things with somebody that you have, or a group of people that you have met in the, you know, so like for May, you're in Norway, so you could do like Norway, is there anyone there? And, you know, those kinds of things. For the UK, for the US, have you ever met up with a group of girls that you've befriended for quite a length of time over the internet, or has anyone thought about doing it or anything like that? I mean, I've met two ladies from who I've known for a long time. Now I'm going to meet a third who is now family. You know, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a very good thing. I think if you trust and you've been friends for a while, and you know, I always say this, be safe and be careful, you know, because you don't know who you're talking to sometimes. And some people have turned out to be horrors. But on the other hand, you have people who you've been talking to for a long time, and they are trustable, and they are the people that you would love to meet. And you just know that you're going to have an instant connection because you've had a connection online. You know, there's just so many things, and I think it's a nice thing to do. We spend so much time talking to each other. It would be a nice thing. You'd just be safe. You come over to the UK from Holland. You've met people online hobbies. It is. It's great. Yeah, Brenda, I agree. I mean, there's a community, and we spend a lot of hours and a lot of time invested, and I think it's great. If you can, especially if someone's down by you, or, you know, they come to the UK or they go to the US and things like that. Sorry, I'm just going to have to put that over here. It's a good thing. It's a big community, and you've made like a family in a way, haven't you? So I know quite a lot of people have been speaking for years, like on DD streams. Those ladies have known each other 8 or 9 years, you know, a long time. Me, I think my longest is 4.5 years now, and we meet up. And one of them now, I talk to her more in person. I don't talk to her so much online now, you know. She's become someone that I meet up with and go to her house, and it's great. It's great. I absolutely love that it's given me that anchor. No, Mum. We should try and plan something, ladies. We really should. Like a get together, an event of some kind. That would be pretty awesome. Okay, so I'm just putting in only a tad. I've not got bunches of it, as you can see. It's just the edges. Hey, Charlotte. Hi, Caroline. Thanks for joining, ladies. Hope you're having a good Valentine's Day so far. Katrina, I missed your one. When I go back to France and plan on meeting a friend in... Oh, Katrina, that would be great. And thank you so much. It would, Louise. It really would. I know there's another group of girls that have done it as well. There was like 6 of them, and they were from all over. They had got together. Some of them had flown from South Africa, and it was like, oh my goodness, that's dedication. And they had the best weekend, and I absolutely loved the pictures from that. And that was a group of ladies that on Instagram, and they're still best friends now, and they had a great old time. And they went and met Hannah Carlson. They went to Sweden. They met up in Sweden And then they came to London after and met another lady, and oh, they had a great old time. And it was so lovely to see. But, you know, I know, you know, there's factors involved with people and, you know, health, etc. But if it can be done, it's a great thing. Okay, so I think I've put enough of that black cherry in there. As you can see, there is like hints of it on the buds. So it is very much like it's just the ends. So what I'm going to do now, on these little tiny leaves, I'm going to drop in a different colour altogether. And I think I'm going to go for the moss green colour. So let me find that. So I'm going to put that on these, you know, these leaves that are all around it. Oh, thank you. So I've got this. I found it straight away. Okay. So like on these leaves here, I'm just going to drop in the colour moss green. So I'm going to fade it out. Oh, your picture came out stunning, May. I saw it today. I just haven't commented yet. She's someone from, hey, Francis, happy Valentine's Day, my dear. Oh, Brenda, it's a connection. Honestly, it's a great connection. It's wonderful. I absolutely love hearing about things like that. And let's face it, these ladies, well, some of them are gents, you know, it's not all ladies in the community, have kept us sane for a long time. And when you're doing that, you're opening up someone to your whole life, you know. You're letting them in. Okay, I'm just going to bring this over here because my hand is going to be covering. So all I'm doing on these tiny little leaves is putting in the moss green. Now, we don't need to overcomplicate this. Moss green alone is fine. We don't need 50 million colours on these parts. One colour will do the trick. Just fade it out. So just go from a, you know, medium to a light pressure. Hey, Dar, didn't see you there. Hi. Hi, Donna. How are you doing? And happy Valentine's Day. Sorry, my head was down, sweetheart. I did see you now. As soon as I saw someone put Cheshire Cat, I thought, oh, Dar's here. I call Dar, it's Darlene, but I call her Dar. If you're all wondering who Cheshire Cat is, Dar. Okay, so I'm just adding in these tiny little leaves on the buds, around the buds and the twigs with moss green. I'm also going to do the very ends, but we'll do that after. Yeah, that's it, Mum. Okay, so I'm just going to introduce them into these parts as well. And there's like tiny ones there, so just be careful because you'll go on the skin otherwise, because they are quite small. And then if everything is all well and good, not next week, the week after, I'm going to have a filming week, and my aim is to upload something per day, each day for a week. So, hi, Anna. Everyone, if you've not subbed to Honor yet, go and sub to my lovely Honor. She's just put up another video, another 2 videos. And she's done a couple. She's done a craft haul. She's done a couple on her colour along, and I absolutely love watching her videos. So go sub to Honor Your Crafts. Yes, go do. Honestly, Honor's amazing. Such a lovely lady. If you haven't subbed, go sub. Click those 3 little dots in the chat, head over. It won't take you off the stream, and press subscribe and hit a bell. So I'm just literally putting in just a few bits of this moss green. favourite channels as well, guys. You know, you can, I don't mind. I just don't like people coming in and spam, spam, spam. That's the only, that's just, it's a difference. But saying you've got a channel in your stream times is fine. No problemo with that. Okay, so all I'm doing is just putting these on all these last leaves that we've got, and then we're going to bring in our browns. And these are tiny, so I might leave that till very last because I'm going to go in my background first. And those are like so thin. Can you see? They are like super thin twigs. Hey, Amberly. Hi, Audrey. Oh, Susie, great. You got three. Wow, 3 videos tomorrow. I did 2 yesterday, and well, I filmed them all yesterday, and I put one up this morning. 2 are flip throughs, and 1 is a journal haul. And I will be starting another colour along in sections from, I'm going to try and do it, not next week because I'm not around, but the week after, I'm going to do a film of some kind every day. Now, they will be things like how to colour metal, how to colour denim, how to approach, you know, whatever it might be. I've got a little list. So every day in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to have a filming week that will mean that I will try to upload for 1 week every day, and they will be short videos and short how-tos. I don't call them tutorials. They are like how-to, so how to colour metal, so it'll be bronze, silver and gold. How to colour denim, my way. There's loads of ways, but this is just my style. We will be doing another colour along, but that will be in stages and that won't be on the live stream. So I'll try and do a couple, but I'm trying to incorporate more of recording as well as live streams, because I know that not everybody can attend the live streams, and I'm trying to be a little bit more versatile, accommodating to everybody. And I can't fit so much into a live stream as well. There's only a certain amount you can fit into one live stream. So I want to be accommodating to all, but then I also have to bear in mind about pain levels. So I'm going to try and balance it all out and see how that goes. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah, Dory, they'll only be small. But yeah, I'm really, really, really excited to do them. Really excited. I absolutely love doing stuff for you all. I really do. It's like pure pleasure. Hi, Sing. How are you doing? Okay, so I've zoomed out a second. As you can see, that is just tied in without doing the branch for a minute. That's tied in with these purple flowers, which is what I wanted. I didn't want to go away from that colour scheme. I wanted to stick with it. So the colours that I'm going to now grab will probably be sienna brown. I might not do that colour. Hold on. Let me bear with me. So I'm going to get sienna brown. Oh, Donna, you got them. Did your husband buy you those? That's so exciting. Congratulations. I always say that like it's a baby. They are your babies. Okay, so I'm probably going to go for these 3 colours in the branches. And I will now grab them. She certainly does, doesn't she, Amberly? She certainly does. You've got a great husband. Is he for loan? Yeah, well, you're going to have so much fun with them, trust me. They're a great, great tool. I love them. Right, so I have to just now find dark umber and my French grey 10%. I'm trying to find French grey 10%. Come on, you don't hide from me. I shall find you. Hiya, Christine. How are you doing? I watched your video on the colour tuber tag. That was great. I liked that. I watched that with great interest. And I think that was Nick and Tina that started that tag. I'm going to be really boring and not do it. Not because I don't want to. I'm just going to answer some of the questions if that's okay. Oh. Okay, I'm just trying to find my French grey. If it can come out at me. There we go, found it. Okay, let's do these branches and then we'll do our background. So I am using Prismacolor pencils only at the moment. So for those of you that are watching this back, it is Prismacolors, and our cards are courtesy of Lou. Bless her. I could squeeze her. Okay. You're new, yeah, you got a new song. Yeah, I tend to stick yours on, Christine, and listen away when I'm doing things. So yeah, I did enjoy it. Okay. And if you're not subbed, guys, go over to CL Aldridge too. You know, Christine, share away, my love. You can. Right, so I'm going to pick Sienna Brown first. Oops. Amberly, I think you certainly should. There is no harm in that. It wasn't you. Oh, I wondered who started. I thought it was you guys that started the tag. You must. Have you seen her? Oh, this is news. Do you want to see? Do you want to see? Do you want to see? So I contacted Anastasia Ellie Caldereva and I asked about her new book. Now, let me show you. So if you've not already gone to, I'll put all this in the description. Anastasia has already put up some sneak peeks of her new book that's coming out. So there's one with a spider. There's one with these bats. Can you see that? So she's got bats at the side. Anyway, so I asked her, I said, oh, this book is looking amazing, especially, you know, the one with the tarantula. So I'm sitting there thinking, oh, let me ask her. So the good news, guys, good news. The new book, oh, Christ, I've got so many messages. I have to have a look. I didn't even notice. Okay, so let me go down. The new working title is called Nocturnes, and it will be in her imagination. She is going to have like night forest creatures, owls, bats, night flies, you know, all of that, spiders, all of that. And the month might be May. So we might be having a new book from her. She did, Zelie. Yeah, Nocturnes. She might be putting it out there by May. So we're going to have one as soon as May, it sounds. So that's good. Can't wait for that. I was excited. They do, Donna. I'm just beyond grateful for these. I mean, she knows my feelings, bless her. Okay, so we're going to go for Sienna Brown. And you know this big branch here? I'm going to start on the outer edge of it. So, oh, but there's only one with a spider. Yeah, I know. But she's one that I'm very excited for. So this branch here, I'm going to go for the outer and I'm going to come towards this side but fade the color out. So that applies to the entire branch. It's going to be a little bit trickier to do that on the smaller ones, but we'll give it a go. So all this is going to do is lay down our first block of color. Now the Sienna Brown is going to play most of the role of the color that I want this actual branch. We're going to have a fading out one, which is going to be our gray, and we're going to have our dark umber to shade into the shadows and like the darkest parts of the branch. So on this section here, I'm going to bring down the Sienna Brown and up from this part, and I'm also going to kind of fade it up here as well. So just not too much. It's still going to play a part, but hey, Isabel, how are you doing? And Isabel just said, I went onto my Instagram and I saw that you sent a message as well, so I will reply. I have got, you'll all laugh at me, they are all new. I'm so terrible. I'm terrible. They are pricey, but they're worth it. If you can treat yourself 1 month and you want to splurge, I would say go for Anastasia's books, especially Mysteria. And When Dragons Dream is another one. Okay, so you know all of these here, I'm just, you know, planting in where I want the colour. And then on the tiny, like thinner twigs, I'm going to bring down just one side. So just one side of the branch and leave the other side exposed, because it won't be exposed, it will have some grey in there. So I don't know if you've noticed, but in trees there are greys, browns, sort of like a dark brown, light brown. There are a lot of grey elements in bark as well as they age. Some trees are grey. So that's why I'm going to incorporate some grey around the edge. So I'm only going to put in very small amounts this sienna brown on these particular sort of thinner twigs. So if you can see, it's just one side. What Francis, the dragons one, I got them on Etsy. The dragons one I got directly from her. You can get them directly from her if you message her on Instagram. You can also get When Dragons Dream in PDF on creativeellie.ru, which is her website. You don't have to buy the physical copy. However, I would recommend the physical copies. But yeah. Mysteria is off of Etsy, Francis, and she's not going to have that in a PDF, apparently. I asked her whether or not that one was going to be PDF, and that one's not. The dragons and the mermaids. She's got another couple of books. So she's got Dragon Tales and she's got the mermaids one. They are also available on PDF, but they are physical copies too on Etsy. Hey, Helly. How are you? Hi, Sam. Hi, everyone. Oh, it's so good to see you all. And also, I forgot to say there was one other thing as well. She's got a free printable page on there. Ali Mohammed, what did you stumble into? You stumbled into a colouring stream. Bless you. Some people make me what did I stumble into? You stumbled into a colouring stream. Okay, so yes, of course I can. Of course I can. She's got hazel eyes. I don't know if you can see the detail. Of course I can. Oh, thanks, Isabel. You're so sweet, honestly. I just put that there so you can see the bottom area of what I'm doing. Okay, so just all I'm doing with the sienna brown is just one side, Now, these I have completely forgotten to put in. Bear with me, guys. I've forgotten there. Look, I missed a couple. There we go. And that was the moss green. So all of one side of the branches is just enough lay down so you can see it, but you don't want it to be over the entire branch. Just in enough. But yes, Valentine's Day. And it's quite quiet, so I am hoping that a lot of people are going off and listening to some Lionel Richie and having a romantic night. Oops. There we go. So I think that is all the branches there done. So I'm going to leave these ones at the top for a moment, and would love to see a video where you show your favourite colour palettes. Hi, Marie. Oops, 1 second. Ah, Sam, you're so sweet. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to get dark umber, and the dark umber is not going to be a huge factor, but it's going to be underneath the areas like here, and it's going to sort of go into my sienna brown on where I want the deep shading to go. So like underneath might be shadowed there, so we'll put some in there. So you're kind of looking at where things might overlap or sort of cast a shadow over. Oh, nice. Tina, is he gone? Oh, thanks, Katrina. Has he gone now to go and make your dinner? Bless him. Good on him. He needs to come and tell Andrew how to do that. I love my Andrew to absolute pieces. And I mean, he is the best boyfriend I could ever have asked for. Genuinely, that man has never done anything wrong to me, ever. In 14 years, ever. But he is pants in a kitchen, and he is absolutely dreadful with knowing how to work his way around the kitchen. So if there was one thing that I could change about him, it would be that I would get him a little bit more savvy in a kitchen. Other than that, nah, I wouldn't change him. Oh, thank you, Marie. Ah, oh, Robin. He does, Mummy. He eats everything. Oh, Sam, really? It's okay. As I said, you should be showing each other every single day what you know, how much you love him. Not saved for the 14th of February, but still, it's nice if you're Donna. You've got a nice big set of. No, I'm not kidding. It's nice if you're Donna and you got a set of luminance by your husband. And in that case, I would celebrate it all the time. Okay, so I'm going to put the dark umber. No, Christine. He's my perfect, though, if that makes sense. He is my perfect. He was perfectly made for me. Bless him. I would honestly would never change a thing about him. Only that he would hurry up with the ring. Then that's fine. I would change that. And I'd change that he cooks, but can't have it all. Oh, yay. Actually, no, not on this one. Only on the ones that I don't mind either taking out of a book or are out of a book already, but not this one. I wouldn't rip this out of a book. The only time that I would do that is if I bought a second copy of Mysteria. If I buy a second copy of Mysteria, I will gladly give away the first colorings in this book. But if I buy a second, yeah. If I don't, no. But 100% if I buy a second copy, yes. Right, so what I think I'm going to do there is now grab the 10% French grey, and just on the outer edges, I'm going to blend, I'm going to blend in that sienna brown. So on all of the outer edge, it just takes away the white and blends in the sienna brown perfectly. So just around all the edging. Keeping. Yeah, it is worth the wait. Totally. Totally. I know everyone so far that's got this book is absolutely loving it. So that speaks volumes about the book. Absolute volumes. But if you're not into portraits, then no. If you're into more botanicals or patterns or symmetrical stuff, you know, then there's other books out there on the market like Christine, hint, hint. She does amazing botanicals and symmetrical patterns. But if you're into portraits and you want to give portraits a go, then this type of book is up your street entirely. Okay, so let's zoom out. What I was thinking now with this in the back, I mean, they're very thin, so they only need one colour. They only have one colour. So I'm not going to like bog that down with 100 things. There's no point. So what I was thinking is grabbing sap green light on the edges. Right, and then sort of just on the very ends, just pop on those little budding start of buds. Can you see them? They're tiny, teeny tiny. There you go. See, Christine, there's something out there for everyone. There is something out there for everyone. I'm complete stickler for portraits and people. I do like other things, but you know that that's just my colouring style. But that's the whole thing about colouring books. There is something out there for everybody, because not everybody likes to do portraits. Some people do like the botanicals, some people do like the symmetrical, some people like scenes, some people like landscapes. There's so much out there, and that is why it's so important to have artists that ray over a complete different genre each one. Like, so you might, you know, find something in everyone's. I love books. I love books. I'm terrible. Okay. So I'm just putting it into these tiny little buds, just this sap green light. As I said, there is no point me doing like a million colours. They're so tiny. And it's funny because I was listening to Christine's video, and one of the questions was, is there a difference between the videos that you like making and the videos that you like watching? And I had to sit and really think about that one, Christine, because I thought, well, yes and no. I love to watch hauls. I try to make those. I love to watch colour alongs. I try to make those. I love watching live streams most of all. I do those. But then I also like to watch some speed colourings. You know, not all, but I do. And I don't make those. So there is like slight differences. I like to watch things that people test out of their comfort zones. I probably don't do that as much as I should. And it was just something that I was sitting there thinking about. And I thought, that's quite a good question. I try to do the ones that I like watching, but sometimes I don't head towards things that I know that I would probably enjoy. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? So I've got a question. The blender in different in the luminance. How do you use? Oh, is it this one? The Caran d'Ache blender. Hold on. Isn't it this one that is in there? It's like a wax stick, and you use it the same. Yeah, same here, Sam. Same here. Okay, Danny. Go and get your nails done. I feel great. I'll see you later. Thanks for joining. Is it this one, Donna? This is a Caran d'Ache blender stick, and they're great. I need a bit of paper. Hold on. So I can do it on one of these spare cards a second. So they do kind of work the same as the others. They're not as scratchy. I'm just going to do it on one of the back of the blank cards. So I've got a blank card. So if you're going to blend two colours together, so I'm just going to do it on this one. I'll remove this one. So you've got two colours. Now you could use your blending by putting your lightest colour together. However, these do blend pretty well. I mean, I've sharpened that way too much, but they are quite waxy. Now you can see it has blended it together. Probably sharpened that way too pointy. They have blended together quite well. However, I find that there's a wax feel to them. I mean, it is a wax stick anyway. So if I just show you, hold on. They do blend, but it is quite a waxy feel. So yeah, I don't personally use blenders very, yeah, I know. Classic my sharpening. But the one that I do use, if I am going to use, these are three different ones. Let me quickly, I've just diverted a bit. So you've got the Caran d'Ache blender. Why couldn't I get my words out? You've got the Derwent blender and the Prismacolor colorless blender. Now you can see they all pretty much resemble in the way of what they do. These are in a wood casing, and this isn't. This is just like a wax stick. My personal favorite out of all of them, which is the least scratchy in my opinion. I know. I know, I'm terrible. This one, the Derwent blender, I am not a fan of blenders, not because I've got a hate of them, It's just because I pretty much do all my blending with my pencils to each other. I just find, but they are there if they're handy. So if I was going to try, I would say get one of each. And if I was to say my favorite, it would be the Derwent blender, just because I much prefer the feel that it does on the paper. I much prefer the blend that it does on the paper, and I much prefer that the Prismacolor one can be quite, I'm going to say it's going to be quite scratchy at times if people agree with me, whereas the Derwent and the Caran d'Ache aren't scratchy, but this is also just that big wax stick, and just me being a little bit of a nightmare with cleaning, this can get filthy because it just attracts dust. Yeah, it's the sound, isn't it? It's that scratchy sound, but they all serve a great purpose. It's just that I don't use them often, that's all. That's my only thing, you know. Don't think that I've got a hate of them. I don't hate them, I just don't use them much. It is just more, I think that you could blend out with your pencils just as much, but if you've got a large area, they do help. So you use them exactly the same as you use your other blenders. There's no difference, Donna. And you can buy a little pack of them for like £4. I think you get a pack of 2 on Amazon. And they are pretty accessible because you can buy them in singles. You don't have to buy them with the whole pack. But yeah, I'm personally not the best person to ask about blenders because I very rarely use them. However, I have had to revert over to them every now and then, but it's not often. Hiya, Hannah. Okay, so now I'm going to go for just the, what one do I want? I'm going to go for the Sienna Brown, and I'm only going to go very, very, very quickly over all of the branches. You only need one colour. Yeah, my buff titanium is my blender. You can't get smooth results with skin tones and luminance, they get scratchy. Oh, Stacey, keep going. Keep going. They will. Are you going light layers? That's just my technique with them, is light layers built up. And I find that they do get smooth in the end. I think just it's practice. Don't give up. I would say it to everyone, don't give up. If you can't get it the first time, second time, third time, even the 4th, 5th or 6th, you might get there on the 7th. It's just a case of practice. Don't get disheartened though. I know. Hi, Lynette. Good to see you. So we are going to finish off this today. We're going to do the background. Now, my idea for the background, hope you're on the same wavelength as I am on this one, is going to be a very subtle background. I want greens, like pale greens and greys, with a hint of yellow. So I think I'm going to come, you'll see what I mean. I'm going to go for things that complement and tie in with the image. And I think the greys and the greens, they're going to be subtle. I was even thinking, you know, a really nice subtle pastel background would go really well. Last time we did watercolour, Major Watercolour Girl, I could do that, but I think in my head I've got a vision of her being quite subtle because she's going to be the centerpiece, and the rest of it is just going to, you know, be nice and it will tie in. Thanks, Hannah. I love the last name, Winkles. My name's Wilkes. So people used to say to me, you all laugh. I don't know if you've heard of Welks, like sea thing. And you've got Winkles, which are also a seafood. So you could be my twin. Winkles and Welks. I know. I'm Wilkes, but yeah. Just saying. I love that saying. Judy says that a lot. I love it. We should just saying. Oh gosh. All right, I am almost there with this. It's just this tiny little bit. they're so thin. I've got to quickly concentrate, otherwise I won't get these silly little bits done. These are the silly bits on a page that you're just like, okay, let's get this done as quick as possible. But they're so intricate that you can't go quick. Hi, Joanne, and thank you so much for being new to my channel. I hope you enjoy yourself here. Just saw your flip through of Game of Thrones. Are you doing? I can only fit a set. I try to do as much as I can in the time that I've got. So at the moment there won't be one on there, but in the future, never say never. I've got a few pictures lined up. I've got another picture I'm going to be doing in stages, and we've also got our hair series on Saturday to wrap up, which will be our 10th one. We will come back in a couple of months' time with a few extras, which will be mixed medias, and I will preview them on the community setting beforehand, as I always do, because I plan them prior to the streams. But we've got other things at the minute, plus we've got Chameleon Week coming up, which is the chameleon pens. So yeah, we've got a few things first, and then I'll try and cram in other things as well. But as I said, it's hard to try and get everything in on a 3-hour stream, although I do try my hardest. But I will try and fit in stuff. I'll add it to a long list. It's amazing though, isn't it? It is pretty amazing, and I'd like to thank that person. I have said it. I don't know who they were, so I'd like to thank them. Yeah, I'm going to do a subtle one. Yeah, it's funny though, Christine, honestly. You know, one of my other, it's still to this day I get called it. You want to hear a silly nickname? You know, the one, my friend who I've known all my life, and her mum's got cancer. I call her mum too. That family forever have called me Sammy Shrimp Paste. Shrimp Paste. So I get called seafood all the time. Sammy Shrimp Paste is my usual name. Every time I see him, it's all right, Sammy Shrimp Paste. I'm like, oh my gosh. Even to this day, Shrimp Paste, if you don't mind. All the time. That's my nickname. I don't know. They just always called me Shrimp Paste. Always. Because my Wilkes sounds like a seafood. So I get called Shrimp Paste. Always have done. To this day, when I last went down there, it's always Sammy Shrimp. Always. So yeah, that's a nickname that you just found out. Okay, whee! We have done those little bits. I don't even know it's a paste. It's like shrimp paste. Right, so we've done the main. We might touch up in a minute. But what I'm thinking, guys, is, let me get a bit of paper. Bear with me. Ostrich instead of Aldrich. See, why do people give us these names? I know. Well, you know, they're just, it's what is it called? Terms of endearment. Oh dear. You can all have a laugh, I'll be fine. I'm quite attached to it now. Right, so I'm going to grab a bit of card, and I just kind of want to test out for a second my background. Now the background is going to be so subtle, and I want it to tie in with the I know, what are people like, eh? What are people like? It's all right, I'll forgive them. Right, so what I was thinking is doing like a really subtle green in the back. So you could do this with Prismacolor, and I'm just doing it on a bit of card at the side a minute. So if you went from the corner and went up into like next to nothing, this one is, I'm just trying to test out the colors. This one is jade green. If I, let me do a little test at the side. It's the easiest way, I think. So into a Power Sage maybe, because that's got like a, I'm just trying to test out my colors. I quite like the idea of that. Now, I'm just looking at the side. I just want to see. What I tend to do is just a little hint is when I'm testing out at the side, what I then do. No, you're not, Katrina. Bless you. No, you spend that on yourself, dear, honestly. Okay, so what I tend to do is look at it like this. I'll put it beside and I'm going to kind of look at, will this go here? I think those colours would tie in beautifully at the side. So then I also want to add a hint of something else. And I'm going to look at the colours. I want a grey of some kind, maybe a cool, no, I don't like cool greys. I prefer the French greys to this. So if I wanted to add a hint of grey anywhere, that might be kind of this grey. So these colour schemes are going really well for me, I think. So I'm looking at maybe these types. Yeah, ginger root is actually a pretty good choice there, Lizette. Let's try that at the side. But I want a hint of yellow in here as well, because I think yellow would really pop this off the page a little, but just added in slight sections. So I'm not going over the whole circle. We're going to add like hints of. So this might be at the top. See these types, how beautiful are these colours? Louise, you on the picture. Oh my gosh. Hi, Jane. Hi, Jane. Rightio. So I'm guessing. Katrina, you crack me up. Let's find. Oops. Let's find. Oh, what's that one? That's a nice eggshell. That could go really well. I'm just looking at what colours I want to select. This is a good little idea. Yeah, well, she's all colouring kids is sweet. Bless. It's fine, honestly. We've got to be careful though, because it's. I think you have to be 15 to be in chat. Okay, let me go with. Let me look. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Where's my ginger root gone? Lizette, you've planted that in my brain now. And now I can't find it. Sand. These colours are going really well, actually, aren't they? They do sort of link in. Pretty good. So, just bear with me. I'm trying to find my ginger root. Lizette, has it grown a pair of legs and come to you? By the looks of it, I can't find it. Okay. All right, Marie. Take care. Thanks for joining. Hold on. No, I'm looking here. I've got all these pencils in front of me and I'm trying to look for them. Okay, let me have a look. My ginger root has grown a pair of legs, Lizette. I think you took it. Oh my. I can't find it. Andrew, I think in our brains we don't feel any older, do we? Let's face it. My brain tells me I'm one thing, my body tells me I'm another. My brain is like way behind. My body tells me I'm about 90. I'm not even kidding you. Some days I'm getting out of the bed like a 90-year-old woman, like ooh, ooh, ooh. And Andrew's like, you all right? Just a minute. But yeah, I'm 32 in April. I'm going to be 32. Oh my gosh, Lizette. I'm going to give up in a minute because I've got enough colours now. Oh my gosh, I know the feeling, Kenny. But only, as I said, my pain is the pain. That's the days where I'm like, oh, you know, that's when I can really feel it. But it is what it is, isn't it? Let's just face it. Let's just have a laugh at ourselves. Because laughter is the best medicine, I'm telling you, for everything. It is the best medicine. I can't find it at the moment. Jade. You threw them out. Okay, so I'm kind of looking at these colours. You crack me up, guys. Take care, Robin. Right, so what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to start off with my green. I'm going to start off with my green because I know I want the green in there. So I'm going for the jade green, I believe. The jade green is probably my favourite. I'm only going to put a touch of it. Then I think I'm going to go for the power sage in there for definite. I'm kind of liking the grey, so I think that will play a part, which I need the 20% French grey. Okay, so we're going to work this out as we go along. And we're going to plant in some Polychromos. And yeah. Oh, thanks, Sue. Kenny! Oh my gosh. That's cracked me up. May 63 going on dead. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's tickled me. No, you're not. Hiya. Hi, Faith. Oh gosh, sorry. That really caught me off guard. Oh, Kenny, you're amazing. Oh, dearie me, that's just what I needed. My ginger root's gone walkabout. My eggshell's here though. And my deco yellow. Okay, I found some. I found my colour cards anyway. That's step one, isn't it? That's step one. Yeah, I quite like the French grey though. Hiya, Winchester too. How you doing? Oh gosh. All right, let's dive in. Oh, that's giving me a laugh. Thanks, Kenny. Oh dear. Right, I'm going to pick up my jade green. Oh gosh. May said she was 32 going on 83, so you had nowhere to go apart from dead. So you put yourself in the ground. Oh my gosh. Okay, Jane. Thanks for coming in the chat. Oh dear, Kenny. And Kenny, you're such a sweetheart. I have to say that out loud. Kenny got the portraits, circle portraits? And she did a great job in it yesterday. So thanks for the joy, Kenny. I loved watching that stream yesterday. Yeah, he's at work at the minute, but he is coming home at some point. Okay. I know, it's amazing. It is amazing. And Kenny, bless her, she's so sweet. She got Dee Dee that book, and Dee Dee gave us such a great stream with it yesterday. It was such a pleasure to watch. Right, okay. Am I in the screen enough? Yeah, right, let's get to it. So the jade green, I'm going to start. I'm not going to do the whole background. I'm going to do this as subtle as I can. So this is like a grade green, and I quite like the idea of having this in the background because I like the colour. Now, with backgrounds, they're honestly one of those things that you can either go quite full in with, or you can do a subtle one. This is the part that's entirely up to you how you want to play it. Now, with this one, I think because she speaks volumes on her own, she will be much better with a subtle background behind her. And just for me, I'd really, really like her to have a subtle background. So I'm going to do one. I will put in a few colours and merge them together. I know there's quite a few people that don't like doing pencil backgrounds. I completely agree with you here. It takes forever. But because there's so many bits in this page, I can't get in them with pastels. So I'm going to really have to go with my pencils here. Or you could do a watercolour if you were really, really brave. I have done the Albert Dürer on the last one that we did in here. But I think we're going to go for the Prismacolor pencils this time round. Oh. Take care, Colouring Kid. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Charlotte, I did that with my mum. So my mum on her last birthday, last October, turned 60. Like, I reminded her which birthday it was, and I put 60 all over the room. And I kept saying, it's 60, 60, Mum, it's 60. You know, it's just something that I think us sons and daughters have to just do. It's our job. It's our job to let you know. So, yeah, I did that to my mum, I must admit, on her last birthday. I was like, Mum, it's 60. Okay, so I'm just coming down here a little bit. So I'm not going to do too much. Oh, I must go and have a look at our... Is her name Imogen? Okay. So I'm just putting in a little bit before I put... I'm going to merge in some power sage after. It's our job, Charlotte. It really is our job. That's what we were put on this earth to do. Okay, so I'm not putting too much, as you can tell. Lynette, I know. I'm terrible, aren't I? It was for the greater good, because she had a great birthday, so it was all worth it. Okay, so again, I'm still with my jade green. I'm going to add a little bit more coming around there, but you'll see what I do. I'm going to merge the colours together. So this is my first initial lay down, and it's going to be subtle. I do not want tons of it. So I'm just concentrating for a second so I can see where I want this colour to go. Some of my backgrounds are more in your face. I'm going to say that, in your face. Some of them are very subtly done, which this is one of those. So it's not going to be a humongous amount on the page. But we have to combine a few colours together, and I have to be a little bit careful with it. So I'm very lightly just putting this down to start with. Hiya, Gray. Ah, what's the time? Yeah, Lisette, you look amazing. And that's what makes us all so diverse as well. You know, we're all from different backgrounds, different ages, different, you know, countries, everything. And we all come together, and we're all like a big family. And that's the part that I love about the live streams so much. One of my favorite parts is that I get to talk to you all, and I get to know you all, and it's just amazing. Hi, Selena. That is my favorite part. Okay, Pale Sage. Now, the Pale Sage is going to now combine into the edge of the Jade Green. And it's just going to sort of complement the edging and combine it together. So it's a matter of, as you come up, I want areas that are left white, and I'm going to put some Posca and stuff in after. But I want this also to fade into white. So it's not a heavy lay down. And you'll see in the picture as I take the picture that it will just sort of all combine together. Yeah, I know, Christine, me too. That's okay, Selena. Thanks for joining and lurking. I love my lurkers just as much. Yeah, Christine, honestly, it's my favourite part. I love to interact. I'm very, very sociable. And I love that part of it. The live streams for me are an absolute whale of a time. And I get to know some of the most amazing people that I would never have known had I not had this tool of colouring. And it's brought me a whole new family of people. Just it's the incredible part of the internet that's when it's used right. Internet can be used wrong. We know that. You know, we're not talking about that side of it. But when it's used right, it can be one of the most incredible things about the internet and streams, and it's just amazing. It's amazing. Okay, so 1 second. Oh, really? We must all be feeling it on Valentine's Day. So as you can see, just from this side alone, that is just subtle for now. I'm going to add posture and do bits as well, but I really like just the subtle feel of that. So if you want to then combine a little bit more of the pale sage in there, just go onto all of the sections that you put the jade green and just smooth it out. Now, it won't look grainy, but if you really did want to smooth it out, it's just going to have a hint of it. And I think it just completes the image when you've got something going on in the background. Now, that is just one part of it. So as I'm coming up here, I want to have a bit of a grey influence with yellow. So I'm going to look more towards sort of these. Now, the deco yellow will not be that deep. Hiya, Wendy. Exactly, Faith. It's the best thing in the world, honestly, best thing in the world. So I'm kind of looking at whether I want to take these tones and where I want to start putting them up here. Now, there's going to be a bit of a yellow hint. We're not going to have this much in there. It's going to be a yellow hint. So I'm going to kind of look at my French grey. I might go for 20%. And I'm going to start to introduce ever so slightly. I know, Christine. Well, my grandparents weren't around when computers took off. They'd passed away at that point. I think I got a computer 2 years after my nan and granddad died. And what would Nan make of it, Mum? I don't think she'd know. I don't think she'd know what to make of it. Okay, so again, I'm just kind of introducing some of this grey in. It's not going to be a heavy influence, but it is going to have a hint of it because I quite like the grey tones. Now, be very mindful of that hair and those branches. Because my nan would be 93 now, if she was still alive. And I don't think she would have embraced it. I don't think she'd be. My nan was pretty cool. She wore Reebok classic trainers. She was a classy lady, always in a dress. I'll show you who my nanny was. Oh. So this is my nan here. Sorry about the smudge. It's an old photograph. I don't know, got a stain on it. She was a very classy lady who always wore dresses and nice things. She wore trousers like later in life, but she still always had a very she always had her lipstick and her hair done, always very glamorous. And she embraced like Reebok classics, which are a trainer or a sneaker, as you call them in the US, towards the end of her life, which was quite funny. She loved them. They were so comfortable. But I don't think she would have embraced the technology side of things. I really don't. Yeah, she was. She was. Hiya, Paint Girl. Oh, that's okay. Okay, so I'm just doing a very, very subtle amount. So it's not a lot. And I will put some of the other colours in, but I want this so light. You can build up on this, but if you build up, you're better off building up from scratch to visible as opposed to going in full force, because you can't take that away. Well, you can, but it's going to be a hard job. So it's just a subtle amount of it to layer upon. So I'm just starting off where I want these sort of colours to go. So small amount, build on that. You can go on it a few times. Oops, hold on. Clear, there we go. Are we still here, guys? I'm just making sure, because it looked like my computer had frozen then. Okay, so it's very, very subtle. So you can see it's barely visible, barely visible. It's one of those, if I zoom you out, if I show you from like this angle, it's a subtle hint of it. Now, that for me is what I'm looking for, because I'm going to introduce now some of the eggshell into the grey, which will just go really nice with the colour palette. Okay, just making sure, because my screen froze for a second there. Okay, so now I'm going to put in some eggshell, and that's going to go into that grey, and that just really, it bounces off it quite well. So it's a very subtle hint of it in there. Now, this will show a little bit more, as I said, in a picture than all the lighting behind it. But if you introduce it into the grey, it just complements it. If I show you next to each other, those colours just work beautifully together. The grey and the yellow, they work. They just work. There's certain colour palettes that I really like, and greys, like a very faint grey, a very faint yellow, and a very faint green just work very well. So it's just, you'll see that it just kind of bounces off each other as you go along. So then I'm going to do just a slightly heavier amount. I'm going to leave that faint. We don't want it all over, remember. So now I'm just going to bring the eggshell down here, and I'm just going to introduce some. I do not want a heavy amount. Be very mindful of these eyelashes because you'll smudge them. So just go around it very carefully. And again, I don't want too much around her. I just want this faint. Just enough to add. Okay, that's no problem, mate. Go and have a good time with the dogs. Honestly, I know what it's like. I have to go walk Chip every now and then, and it's nice to get out with them. Life first. Okay, so with that eggshell, I'm now going to bring in some house sage, and I'm going to introduce that next to it. So again, light pastel background, just very light. I don't want too much. So just a hint of it. Very small amounts. Hi, Elizabeth. Thanks for joining us in chat. How are you? Happy Valentine's Day. Okay, I'm just coming up here a minute. Or down here, should I say. Now that will have a little bit darker, so I'm going to introduce a different colour. I might do jade green or grey. But for now, we're just going to go very subtle. Just for a minute. So we got our lightest colours at the minute. So if you're going to bring that into the middle, just very faintly feather that out. So it's just a slight hint of it all. And then when I also go over to my jade green, is that it? No, that's Celadon. Let me find it. It's hiding from me. There we go. That's going to be underneath here now. I'm just going to make sure that this is a little bit more visible. So just I'm adding a little bit more, and I'll merge that into. Hold on, guys. Chip, Papa, come here. Come here. It's half term for here. I think next week, isn't it? For the UK kids. Is it the same in the US? I think you call it like a, I don't know what you call it over there. What do you call it? Like midterm break, half term break. So I'll fade that out with a little bit more of the green, the other green that we were using, the Pale Sage. I'm just using hints of it. Ah, thanks, Elizabeth. It's Spring break, is that what you call it? Oh, okay. Have they got that next week? We've got it over here. So usually it's very quiet around that time because everyone's gone on holiday with their kids. So it really is a case of just a hint of it. I don't want too much of it. Then I'm going to get back my pale sage. Oh, so just bear with me because I have to put my arm around. I know he is such a little terrorist at the moment. He's barking at someone outside. I don't know who. I think he can hear someone talking. He warns everyone off from the house, you know. Okay, so just a very, very small amount. As I said, you could do this with pastels if you've got the patience to go in all those tiny little areas. The pencils get in there a lot easier for me. So just enough to add that in. Now I think I'm going to bring in a little bit of my French grey, 20%, and I'm just going to add that into that green under there. And also sort of into these sections here, I'm going to add a touch. I love the grey. I just like the hint of grey, that it really bounces off these yellows and greens for me. So it's not masses of it. Yeah, he does. He's small, but he's my little guard dog. He's amazing. So it's just a hint of it, guys, not a lot. So I've gone quiet for a second because this just requires a little bit of concentration. So if I zoom you out, hold on. Okay. Now I just want to look at where I want to add a little bit more of a depth of colour. Now I might put a little bit of moss green, which is a little bit of a sway away from where I was, but that's fine because all I'm going to do is add a hint of it into just some of this green. So I'm going to just select the areas of the green that I just want to add a hint of this moss. Now again, it's such a light touch. Just touches of it. So it really does sort of bounce off those colours. And play with the colours and see what you personally want. Oh, thanks. It's just a really subtle one, Isabel. I didn't want to do anything too complicated because I didn't think it would suit the image. But we could go around the edging with black paint if we want to set off the inner part. But I actually really like the hint, or you could go with a celadon green like sage even, if you wanted to do the outer ring, which I think would go really well, you know, like a really nice sage colour. I might add that at a later date, but I think for now, as the colour along, I'd like to just call it with the inner part. Now we have to also add some Posca and some little effects, which I will do. So for now, I am just adding hints, and it just sets off all of those tones together. Thank you. Can you say hi to Emma? Who have I missed? I'm so sorry. Mostly March, Christine. People go off for Easter. Hi, Tanya. Good to have you, my dear. Yeah, I love green. It's underrated colour. I don't like green as in green cars or green anything like for the house, but I love it on pictures. Oh, thank you. Glad you like her. I mean, I like her. I'm happy with her. I love this book, though. Okay, so this bit has just got a leaf there that I'd forgotten. So this is where I'm going to now look before we finish off, because we've got to finish off the background. Now, do I want to add a little bit of deco yellow? I think I do. So the deco yellow is going to add a hint of, and that's going to come up to these areas here. So it's just a touch. It's going to go into that grey. And then I think I might add a hint of it down here into this bit of grey. So just look at where you want your colours to go. This is just the playing part, I suppose. Okay. Do I want it anywhere else? I might add a little tiny hint of it there as well. And that's it, I think, with her. And then we'll add the Posca in and the little dots where I want them. There we go. Okay. So I really like that. I really like that sort of palette. I really wanted to keep a palette so soft for the background. I didn't want a heavy background at all on her because I think she pops. Okay, that's fine, Isabel. Right, so now I want my Posca pen. Hold on. Oh, you'll laugh. I bought myself this little pot to put my knobbies in, and my mum did the same. So some of them still got some use in, and then there's the types like that have not got anything in them, but a couple of them have got some use in them. But I thought I'd put them in a little tiny container, and my mum did the same thing. How weird. Today as well. Okay, so I'm going to get Poscas. I'm going to just grab myself the 3M one. Yeah, I think it's a good idea to put them in like something on their own. Okay, so all I'm going to do now is select where I want some like dots. And just put in a few just for like a little bit of decoration. I just wanted, some of them have still got some use though, that's why. Okay, so I'm just putting in where I would like some dots and bits to go. So you can use any Posca. I'm just using the 3M because I don't need a thin one. And then we're going to add a little bit of detailing as well. So oops, we've still got some bits that I think it just sets it off. Chip, why are you barking, mate? So just around. Okay, and I'm going to do a slightly bigger one there. And then I'm going to do tiny little ones here. A real big one there. So yeah, it's just like little tiny bits. I think just put them in a jar. I haven't got enough. I think that's okay to just keep them in that for now. Okay, so then with my smaller Posca, just for detailing. Okay, so I've got 1M now. Oh no. So I'm just going to do this like tiny little just detailing. These are just finishing touches. So if I zoom you in. So you'll see them sort of, if I put them on the edges of these sections here. So I'm doing the tiny like little dots that just sets off the edges. So just tiny, tiny, tiny amounts. Okay. And then all I want to do is, I'm not going to fiddle anymore with her eyes. I'm just going to add just little tiny embellishment types, like finishing touches. Now, I'm not going to add masses because it would just ruin it. So just selective on where you want them to go. Okay. Take care, Donna. Hi, anyone that's joined. We are almost done with her. Okay. Quite happy with how she is now. If I need to add any shadows, this would be my time. So I'm just having a look at her. I just think the background, and if you can see, it's just subtle. It's enough. I don't think it would have popped off the page if I'd done anything too fancy. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my dark umber, and all I'm going to do is just deepen up any additional shadow now that I can see. So just any last minute touches that you can look at, and now's your time to sit back and sort of think, okay, where do I want that to go? So just deepen them up. And I'm not pressing heavy, I'm pressing very subtle. It's just enough to add the depth that I'm looking for finishing touches. Now, this is your time to do it. Your time is now, because it's where you're looking, you sort of sit back and look, and you think, okay, where is that, that I need to add a little bit of finishing bits. And to be honest, there's not huge amounts, but if you want to, you can. For me, I just want to deepen up a few extra areas, and then I'm done. She's done, and I will be back on Saturday, and I will wrap up the hair series that we've been doing. That's been so much fun. I just got to prepare for that on Friday for Saturday. If I can fit anything extra in that time, I will do. And then I'm not here next Tuesday. I'm not here on next Tuesday, so just bear that in mind. But I'm here Saturday. Okay, so I think that's all that I am done on her then. So just make sure that you've got all your finishing touches that you personally want. I'm going to add a touch more under here, just with the dark umber. Okay, she is done. I'm so happy that she is finished, and I'm happy with the result. I am happy with the result. Oh, thank you so much, Christine. Thank you, Susie and Shannon and Dar and Charlotte. Thank you so much. Honor everyone. You're so lovely as always. So that is our Mysteria girl. This is our finished piece. She does have a subtle background. Didn't want anything too much. But she's our second that we've done on the channel. We did this one before, and now, which is a big, bright, and this is a lot more subtle, which I think goes with the succulents really nice. Thanks, Faith. And oh, hi, Rosetta. I didn't see you. Thanks, Lou. Thanks, Sherry. Thanks, Kenny. You're all lovely. Thank you so much. Right, so I will see you all on Saturday. Giveaway is Saturday as well. I will not the actual giveaway. I'll announce the giveaway on Saturday. So if you're wanting to know what it would be the skin sets for the Black Widow skin sets is what I'm going to give away. So like always, I do one a month of a giveaway, and I think that because they're current and they're new, I think you'll all really want to grab a copy, grab a set of them. Katrina, I think I'm going to try for the Pablos, but I'm not quite sure yet. I'll let you know beforehand, because I haven't done any in the Pablos yet. So I'll see you all on Saturday, and until then, you'll have an amazing day tomorrow. Enjoy your Valentine's Day, everyone. And you'll have an amazing, amazing afternoon and evening. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.